Nikon has done something very special with its new flagship model. This is the D3x, and what's amazing about it is the megapixels. This packs in a 24.5 megapixels CMOS sensor, so this puts it above all of the other models in the FX lineup. We spoke to James from Nikon, who talked to us about what the D3x offers and also what the main differences are with the D3, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm here with James from Nikon, who's going to talk us through today's launch, the D3x. So James, tell me about D3x, tell me some of its specs.
Well, basically, the D3x takes on all the good points that we've had in the D3 and adds a super high 24.5 million pixel CMOS sensor to the package. So it's got all the great components of the D3, and now we've got this fantastic resolution as well.
So obviously, massive resolution. Who are you aiming this model at?
Well, it's got, in terms of the kind of customer base that we might see buying the D3x, it can vary wildly. We may get landscape photographers, studio photographers, people that possibly before were considering medium format may well choose the D3x because of the lens range, the flexibility of the system, and that now coupled with the high pixel count means that they can get those massive prints if required.
And obviously the CMOS sensor, massive big deal, but what other tech features are we getting in there that are worth mentioning?
Well, the processing is 16-bit throughout, so those lovely tonal colours in blue skies and things like that will always be rendered brilliantly by this camera. There's 12-channel readout of the chip, so it just means it gets information off fast. So you get a frame rate of 5 frames per second for a 24.5 megapixel camera. That's pretty quick. And the file sizes this thing's creating vary from 72 megabytes for TIFF, 50 megabytes for NF. They're really big file sizes, so at 5 frames per second, that's a really fast camera.
But what sort of features are we pulling over from the D3, which has obviously been a massive success for Nikon?
Autofocus system, which has been really proven throughout the year by a number of different sports photographers. We've got picture controls, again, which has been brilliant for a lot of photographers that are using different cameras in the Nikon range. We've also got the scene recognition system, so there's lots of different features like that, live view. There's so many different features that have been incorporated, and it's really the backbone because they're shared right across a lot of the DSLR range now. So a photographer can feel comfortable picking up a D3x as he does a D3, and it's really just a choice of which tool's right for him at that point. So
can you see this camera basically being used by people who are already used to the Nikon system but just want to up the resolution? Is that where you're placing it, do you think?
I think there's certainly there'll be a core customer group which will be after that, the people that have been asking for this type of resolution now for a while. But also there'll be other customers that may be looking to reinvest for their second medium format kit and then consider the Nikon system because they may already have a 35 Nikon system there to replace that. So it's quite a broad range really, and it's very difficult with all the weather sealing and the durability of the camera to actually pigeonhole it to just studio.
Sure, and when's it actually going to be available for people to buy?
We're looking at the moment around the 20th, 19th of December, so it'll be late December for availability.
And what sort of price are we looking at?
5499 UK sterling.
Fantastic. Well, thanks ever so much for your time, James.
Thank you.